I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and this is Quotes and Quips. Today, words of wisdom from William Shakespeare. Quotes and Quips is brought to you by my website, FletcherRhoden.com. That's where you can find links to my Amazon.com authors page. There you can buy my books in paperback or for Kindle or in audiobook format. There's a link to my Spotify artist page. That's where you can download my music in its various subgenres. I've got new music for 2024. You can actually download the music from any number of sites all over the internet. And at my website, there's free music that you can download only there. Okay. So today, William Shakespeare, perhaps the greatest writer of all time, oft quoted. I've done a quote from him here on this show, and I'm going to do another one. This one is, the quote is well known, the play not so much. Here's what William Shakespeare shares with us today. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Well, interesting. This comes to us from a play, All's Well That Ends Well, a rarely staged play. And it's, it's the missive of a dying character, I believe. And, as advice goes to one's children, or to anyone, it rings true enough. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Now, usually these quotes are easy to divide into two parts. I often do that. But this one, of course, is a three-parter. So let's look at it in parts. Love all. Okay, well, that's very Christian and very Christ-like. And it's a nice idea. You can't really love all. Although that's what Christ would do. And let's say you love your enemies, love those who despise you. So, in echoing that ancient sentiment, I suppose Shakespeare gives us something to think about. But it's hard. That's a hard one. I suppose if there were more love rather than less, then that would be a better thing. And the world would be a better place. So let's give him the check on part one. Part two, trust a few. Well, some might say trust no one. My father once advised me, don't trust your friends. Because that's more responsibility than they should have to have. And because they'll let you down. Now, but you have to trust somebody sometime. Your wife, your lawyer, right? Your doctor. You got to trust somebody sometime. A life with no trust is a very cynical, jaded, sad experience. But trust is the purveyor of betrayal and disappointment. It does happen first. There's very little in the way of betrayal or disappointment that comes without some measure of trust. That's why he says trust a few. Trust only a few people. Trust only those people you can really, really trust. There's a joke in journalism. If your mother tells you that she loves you, double check it. Because in journalism, you were supposed to really be solid on the facts before you went to print. That was in the old days when we used to go to print. But, trust a few. Who those people are that you choose to trust, make sure that they are the good ones. Because even your oldest, nearest and dearest can let you down on the trust issue. And that can be the source of real betrayal, real sorrow. So he's right about that. Trust only a few, because you got to trust somebody. Hey. Check 2 for William Shakespeare. Do wrong to none. Well, that's easy. You should do wrong to none. Who would you want to wrong, and why? For your own benefit? Those are ill-gotten gains. If everyone goes around doing wrong to everybody, everyone's going to be wronged. But if nobody did wrong to anybody, nobody would ever be wronged. No one would ever be betrayed. No one would ever be disappointed. They might be disappointed, but it won't be your fault because you didn't do any wrong to anyone. You know, there's like a balance, sort of, in society, whereby, and essentially, you can look at the world this way, you're either adding to the good or you're adding to the bad. But everything you do contributes one way or another. You know, and some of us accidentally contribute some negativity, so we try to combat that with some positivity. Some people are always positive and they never contribute negativity. Some people, constantly negative, don't even bother with the positive part. It's a balancing act for sure. But the first step, and a very easy way to begin to do your part to keep the balance of good and bad in check, you know, not to contribute over much to the negative, is wrong nobody. Do no wrong. You know, now, an honorable person is not apt to do anybody any wrong, to wrong any person. Do wrong to no one. That's mostly, I think, people want that. Mostly people want not to wrong anyone. Some people kind of feel that wronging someone is the only way to get yours. That it's a dog-eat-dog world. Like Bertrand Russell said, life is a competition to be the criminal rather than the victim. But that's a different outlook than, you know, wrong no one. Do wrong to no one. It's a different, you know, that's a different worldview. It's the view Shakespeare was espousing through his character. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. And that's 3 out of 3. The last one's the best one. It's the easiest one, though. And it's the one we all make these 3 mistakes, is the thing. The thing to take away from this, I think, is that we all love too few and too little, which is a theme you find in Shakespeare's work. We all trust too widely to our detriment. Othello and Iago. I'm looking at you two. Don't you trust them, you. And we all fail in a simple quest. Do wrong to none. If I had a child, I'd say, you want my best advice for living? It's this. It's even better than hope, faith, and love abide. That's good. But if you want advice for living, love all, trust a few, and do wrong to none. William Shakespeare does it again. We'll see what kind of wisdom we can extrapolate from next week's quote on Quotes and Quips. I'm here every Monday at noon. I leave the reruns up so you can always watch those. I also have another show from last year, Tracking the Lone Wolf. That's on its own channel, Tracking the Lone Wolf, here on YouTube. I also have my website, my books, my music. Check it all out. come back again. And until then, bye, Mary.